legislators of the state of California, in order to put your liberties to ruin and spend your money less efficiently, do ordain and establish this 35-page and 118,000-word constitution for our state. So, as I said, we have a long constitution. In fact, sometimes described as everything a constitution ought not to be. So, we need a new constitution. I'm not going to hesitate when I'm going to say this constitution is worthy of a shredder. It really is. To explain why, we'll explain how our government works, why it's a problem, and then what we can do about it. So, our Constitution has everything that a normal Constitution would have. It explains how our government works. We have a legislature, which is composed of two houses, called the Assembly and Senate. The Assembly has 80 assemblymen and 40 senators in the Senate. That is not a large legislature for a state of 38 million people. Our Constitution was drafted when there was 1 million people. 1 million to 38 million. Same number of legislators. Literally, our U.S. House of Representatives, member of the U.S. House of Representatives represents less people than one state senator does. Only state in the union that has that. So, that could be the first sign of a problem. In terms of our executive, we have a governor and a lieutenant governor. Every state has that. Our governor basically signs bills into law and makes appointments for the Supreme Court, the courts, the water board districts, the agricultural districts, and all other kinds of offices in the state. The executive also consists of a cabinet, which are appointees of the governor who just help him, advise him on other issues, such as we have a Department of Agriculture, the State Department of Agriculture, State Department of Education, yada yada, like we have with the president. The judiciary of our state is probably one of the worst in the country. We have two separate court systems, one for criminal law, one for civil law. Civil law courts are basically like, they determine constitutionality. Criminal courts obviously talk about crimes. They indict crimes. However, we don't have the same number of appellate jurisdictions in our criminal law court that we have in our civil law courts. Only state that has that. We have 4 levels of criminal court appeals and 3 courts of civil law court appeals. And this, come on. What? And the court districts don't follow the same map. There's, up at the top level, the Supreme Court is both a civil and criminal court jurisdiction. That can do it. But below that, everything is divided. So that's just a rundown on how the current government works. As I said, we have 37 million people, 38 million people, according to the 2010 census, living within our 5 corners. When our Constitution was drafted in 1882, there was about 900,000. When our state's Constitution was ratified, we had 5 members in the U.S. House of Representatives. Today we have 53. This Constitution is not meant for a state of our size. Also, you are looking at this long text here. This is page 35 of our Constitution. That's ridiculous. Our U.S. Constitution is about 8,000 words. This is 118,000. There is literally so much pork in here. It does not surprise me that we have never had a Jewish governor. I am not lying. Hey, part Jewish, so I can get away with saying that. So in all of this crap, to be honest, we have handouts guaranteed by the Constitution for Stanford University. Why they should even have a law about that, that should be a debate, but to have that in the Constitution, a constitutional guarantee for a private university to have a handout, come on, that's insane. There's all kinds of Blaine amendments, which prohibit money to schools, which might explain our terrible education system. Due to constitutional funding for counties, by the way, some people in San Luis Obispo County literally go to school 2.5 days a week. All because of this. So, it goes without saying now, what can you do to influence your legislator to start another constitutional convention? Let me be brutally honest, you can't. But you can influence regular people. So, your legislators, heck, they don't care. They really don't. They probably would rather sit there doing nothing or, spending money. That's not what governments do. But you can, like I said, you can influence regular people. We can do stump speeches across the whole state, which is a big state, but hey, you either pay in time or you pay in taxes to mostly useless organizations. So you consider that whenever tax day comes, consider this is probably one of the #1 reasons you're paying those. Thankfully, our state cannot collect taxes, but counties can, and counties there's a minimum tax rate. Counties have to tax. It's not like a county can say, we're not going to collect our income tax because we don't need it, we have a surplus of money. No, they have to collect taxes. That is all due to our fabulous founding fathers in our state. However, like I said, stump speeches, petitions, billboards. People literally do buy billboards to persuade people on this. Most people don't have a clue on what's in this Constitution, and yet it basically runs our lives. A study has proven that California is one of the most intrusive state governments. You need a license to fish in our state. And not to make matters worse, there are 6 bureaus that deal with fishing rights. 6. Talk about fishy bureaucracy. I mean, it's ridiculous. We have 10 bureaus that deal with exports. How can we have 10 bureaus? Not to mention we have 6 bureaus at the federal level dealing with exports. In our state, with our state legislators, state bureaus, state agencies. Why do we need 16 agencies regulating exports? This is ridiculous. And many of them have their constitutional guarantee in this. California's constitution, by the way, is the 3rd longest constitution of any organic state not derived from a higher level government in the world. And it's the 2nd longest of any state. Only Alabama's is longer, and that's really hard. That's 326,000 words. Only guess what's in there. But some of the stuff in our Constitution, here's one. This massive document. We have in our Constitution a list of succession for governor. Goes 48 offices down. If there is a bomb that explodes and kills like 47 people, the state's done anyway. It's just, I don't know why they have this 47 lines of succession. Our U.S. Constitution doesn't even tell us one.